All right, it's the top of the hour. That means it's time to begin. So let me first start by saying thank you, everybody, for joining us for this session of the ACT training webinar series. Today, we're going to talk about custom tables. And let me just go over a really quick agenda here for this. We're going to give you an overview of custom tables, tell you what it's all about, and then I'm going to do a live demonstration of some examples that I put together to kind of give you a complete picture or a more full, enriched picture of some of the things that custom tables can do for you. Joe's here, and he's going to talk about the free trial and some pricing for it. We'll give you a summary of all of its benefits. And of course, if you have questions at any time, we have Daniel Horn and Edward Scott. They're on the line here from the UK. All you need to do is go to the Q&A panel inside Zoom and ask your questions there. And these guys are really sharp, so they're going to answer those questions for you. For those of you who are new to the ACT Training Webinar Series, this is being recorded. That's one of the most frequently asked questions. But yes, we're recording it. So when you signed up for this, you gave us your email address, and that's how we sent you the invites. Well, we're going to send that recording to the same email address that you gave to us at the beginning. At any time, though, you can go to act.com/explore, and you can review this webinar as a recording at your own leisure. And also on that page, there are lots of other recordings for previous webinars that we've done. That you can view those on demand for free anytime you want. Follow along with me if you want when I'm performing the demonstration. I'm going to be going fairly fast today, and so don't worry if you fall behind. You can always use those recordings to kind of catch up and maybe see some of the things that I did, hopefully not too quickly, but it's a good resource that you can use later on. At the end of this webinar, you're going to see a survey on your screen. We may email it to you also. We just really want to get some feedback from you on the things you like, the things that we can do better, and even ideas for future webinars, things that you want to know a little bit more about in ACT. So my name is Brent Milner. I've been part of the ACT training team for 18 years, and my job here is to create videos and like this or webinars like this. I create learning curriculum for our employees and partners and customers. I live in northern Arizona, and it's long sleeve weather already. I can't believe it. Also joining us today is Joe Greenspan. He's the Vice President of Commercial Operations. He's focused on revenue growth and operational excellence. Joe's got over 20 years. Wow. Joe, you eclipsed me in the years at ACT. I can't believe it. But he's been around for a long time, so he's one of the guys you want to talk to when you know anything about ACT. He lives in Arizona. As you can see, he loves the sports in Arizona and all kinds of things. Oh, he's got 3 boys too, so he's busy, really busy on those weekends. So let's turn it over to Joe, and he's going to give us a little introduction on ACT custom tables. Over to you, Joe.
Excellent. Thanks, Brent. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Joe Greenspan. I'm really happy to talk to you today about a product capability in ACT that we think is extremely valuable in terms of unlocking the full potential of ACT, as we like to say. So what the heck are custom tables, as you might be asking? And rather than answering that question from a technical perspective, let's zoom out and talk about your businesses first. So if you're like most, you probably use multiple tools and systems to store detailed customer data. So, sure, ACT is the primary one of those tools, but you may also have spreadsheets or a variety of industry-specific tools, or even old school manila folders. So very simply, custom tables expands the boundaries of ACT, or it extends the data model, which enables you to put all of that detailed, often industry-specific data right into ACT in a very easy to consume spreadsheet-like format, rather than having to toggle between or refer back to external sources of data that you use to service customers or make decisions or drive outreach. But best of all, this detailed data now being in ACT allows you to instantly reference it both at the individual customer level, so you're informed and prepared during every customer interaction, and at the aggregate level, so you can see trends and group people together for targeted outreach, for example. So having that much richer data on your customers and all of their interactions with you beyond contact info and notes and history, etc., is very, very powerful. So let's take a look at some real world examples. Okay, so you might be thinking, custom tables aren't for me, but the reality is every ACT customer across every industry can benefit from it. It can be very powerful in terms of stepping up your game with customers and getting the most from your investment in ACT. So you can see here some common examples, such as mortgage or insurance companies that need to track interest rates or policy details or net worth. Out of the box, there aren't natural places for this data to reside in ACT. With custom tables, there are. And think about the possibilities in terms of how it can be used. At the individual client level, you have this additional detailed info at your fingertips when they call in or when you call out to touch base. So you always appear informed and prepared. You could say, yes, Mr. and Mr. Customer, I see here your policy covers A, B, and C, where your mortgage rate and terms are X, Y, and Z, where your product serial number is 12345. Very powerful. But equally as important is the ability to look at this richer customer data in the aggregate or across all of your customers in one single view. So, for example, you could determine what percentage of your customer base is over 55 years old, or how many people have a mortgage over 7% now that rates are dropping, or what your total book of business is worth. Once the data is in ACT, the possibilities are endless. And when you pair that new knowledge with targeted communications using email marketing, for example, you're cooking with gas. So another great use case for custom tables are businesses that offer time-based products like warranties or service contracts. Again, all of the data like end dates and service tiers is now stored in ACT, so you know exactly what's happening with each individual customer or account. The real power is then turning those insights into action. So, for example, you could isolate everyone with a renewal date in October and send them a tailored renewal offer, or everyone that has a 3-year warranty about to expire. So you can sell them a service plan, or everyone with a specific product purchased in the last year that's been recalled for safety reasons, God forbid. So I have yet to come across an ad customer that couldn't make use of custom tables in some form or fashion. There are a lot of other examples of common use cases listed here, but its power is really driven by your creativity, and the results for your business can be dramatic. So I'm going to hand it over to Brent now to walk you through some of the features and capabilities of custom tables. Then I'll join you again at the end to wrap up, share some pricing, and also how you can test out custom tables with a free trial. So Brent, over to you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Joe. So as Joe mentioned, I'm going to go through a few examples here to show you some great use cases for custom tables. And the first one I want to talk about is how you can use custom tables to bring your existing spreadsheet-like data into ACT. You already have spreadsheets. If you're like me, they're all over the place. And so what I want to do is show you how you can bring them into ACT in one place, so you're not bouncing back and forth through all your windows and things like that. So I'm logged into ACT Premium Desktop right now. Now you'll see a lot of the functionality I'm using here is the same in ACT Premium Cloud. So don't get caught up on if it looks differently from what you're used to. Now, as you create your custom tables, they're going to appear in your left navigation. They'll usually appear at the bottom of that, but you can customize this to move them wherever you want. I'm going to look at a custom table that I built, and it's about warranties. This was one of the examples that Joe was talking about. I'm tracking the warranties that my customers have purchased from me. And you can see that once the data is here in custom tables, it looks just like a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet functionality is here. I can sort by any of the columns at the top. So if I wanted to sort by type of warranty, I can just click the column header to do that. If I want to see my active warranties at the top, or even my expired ones, I can sort by these headers just like you would do in a spreadsheet. You can even filter by these warranties as well. There's a little filter button at the top of each of these columns. When you click that, it engages the filter functionality, where then I could just choose to show maybe only the expired warranties. So this functionality is really easy to use. It's very, very convenient. But there's a few more things I want to show you too. There's a grouping filter feature here. When I turn that grouping feature on, it allows me to now get a different view of some of the records that I have here. So maybe I want to group by warranty type first of all. If I click that, drag that up, now it's going to show me all the different warranty types that I have. And if I expand on any of these, it'll show me all the customers that have that specific warranty type. So these would all be in my canning warranties. But you can stack these groups too. So if I wanted to also see maybe the term of warranties, I could drag this to the top too. And now when I expand the canning items, I can see which customers have a 12-month canning warranty. So this is really easy to do, super easy to configure and use just by using some of these toggle switches at the top of custom tables. We have a summary toggle switch. This helps you for things that you need to add any kind of mathematical formulas. Down at the bottom, what I've done is I've chosen to show a sum, adding up all of my warranty totals at the bottom so I can get a good figure of the amount of money that I'm due or that's coming in. And I can combine these with maybe some of these other filters. If I wanted to turn on grouped again and drag that warranty type up, what this will let me do is give me a sum of the count of each of the warranty types that I have. So I can see I have 8 customers under bottling, 6 under electrical, and so on. So pretty good idea that you can use some of this functionality going forward. Also, there's reporting and analysis, just like you would see inside Microsoft Excel, for example. So maybe I want to see which of my sales reps are bringing me the most warranty business. One thing I can do is click this chart button at the top, and this is going to open up my charting or my reporting feature inside custom tables. I want to show a graph chart just because I like graphs. They're real pretty to look at. I can choose any of these styles. Maybe I would choose a pie graph, and I'm going to want to search for record managers. So in my x-axis, I'm going to choose record manager, and in the right axis, I want to get a sum of all the warranty totals that each of my sales reps are responsible for, or record managers are responsible for. Once I click finish, it's going to build a chart for me with my legend over here on the left, and it kind of shows which of my sales reps are responsible for each piece of the pie. And from here, if I don't like that chart, I can always switch to a bar chart and display that same information in a different format. So again, super easy to do. It didn't take me very much to create a chart like this. I can export this, print it, or save it as a PDF or any other kind of file, and then share this with anybody else that I work with. Now, one thing that Joe is also mentioning is the comparison of using custom tables either on an individual level on a one-by-one with each customer, or on an aggregate level when you want to analyze like bigger pieces of the business. So on an individual level, you can use custom tables to drive great experiences when you're talking to one customer at a time. Let's say I wanted to look up one of my customers. Let's see, I'm going to look up Ryan Wheaton. Here he is. And when I'm looking at his detail view, one of the great things that happens with custom tables is as you create tables, you have the option of creating them as tabs on the detail view for your contacts. So way over on the right, I have my warranties table. And for Ryan, I'm going to click that, and I can see, oh, Ryan has 5 warranty records with me. One of them is expired, one of them he has renewed, but I have 3 active warranties with him. And so this data is all in ACT. I can view it while I'm looking at a specific customer's contact record. I don't have to bounce back and forth from ACT to my Google Docs or my Excel spreadsheets. It's all in one place. And I mentioned also you can use custom tables on a business level. So if I wanted an aggregate view of maybe I want to see all the customers who have expiring warranties, and I might want to use that to trigger sales and marketing outreach. When I go to my warranties table in the left, I can locate when the warranty expires or ends column here. And from here, I'm going to filter this. Maybe I want to show the warranties that are going to expire between now and the end of the year. What I can do is using this date dropdown, I can choose this custom filter at the bottom and just enter the dates. I want to show any dates that are after maybe today, which is 9/25/2024, and maybe before the end of the year, which would be 12/31/2024. 31, 2024. When I close this, it shows me I've got 8 customer records who have warranties that are expiring between now and the end of the year. A really quick way to filter this so that I can reach out to these customers and engage in a conversation about renewal. So that's a great way that you can begin to look at custom tables. And one of the second things I want to talk about is delivering great customer experiences either reactively or proactively. So this is great. Let me start with reactively. Let's say that I'll go back to my example of Ryan. Let's say that Ryan called me on the phone and he wants to talk about a service request that he put in. Well, I have a custom table for service. And what this does is when they call me, we go out to their location. Maybe we analyze whatever the problem is that they have and then assign a service rep to it. So Ryan has called me and he's got 3 service calls I can see assigned to him. Some of them are complete, but if I had maybe 10 or 12 or 20, I might want to filter out the ones I don't want to see. One of the things I can do is I can locate the service status dropdown and maybe just only show the scheduled services with Ryan. This allows me to quickly find the service call that he was referring to as he's on the phone with me. And I can tell him, okay, yeah, Ryan, I've got this up on my screen. It looks like you have a service date scheduled for the end of the month. And Roberta is going to be your technician who's going to come out to visit you. So immediately I can give that information to him or answer any other kind of questions he has about the specific service call. But while he's on the phone, I can also switch over to his warranties tab and notice that, hey, you know, Ryan, you've got a warranty that is set to expire here at the beginning of October. And maybe now would be a good time to talk about that, to renew for another year, since he's obviously using this warranty because he has a service call scheduled for this exact thing. So whether you're utilizing this data reactively as they call you or proactively while you have them on the phone, you're always going to be prepared because all this information is inside ACT. You don't need to toggle back and forth between different systems and different sheets outside of ACT. Next up, I want to talk about how you can use custom tables to create a sales campaign. So you can look up aggregate data, for example, when you want to look at lots of records. And you want to decide what's a certain threshold for me that would create or cause me to create some kind of a sales campaign. Well, let's go back to my warranty area again here. And I'm going to show you how we can do this fairly quickly and easily. Let's say that I want to find people who have expired warranties and then offer them a one-time renewal, maybe at a reduced rate, just to get them back on board. So again, I'm going to go to my warranty status. Let me resize these so these headers look a little bit better. I'm going to go to my warranty status header here, and this little tiny filter button in the header, I'm going to click that and choose to show only my expired warranties. Okay, and there's a few of them. But I could limit this also for a certain geographical region if I want to. For instance, Texas. Now, if you don't have, like I have a state column showing here, you can go to customize columns, and then from the record type, you could choose to switch to the contact table and then do what I did and add the state column, which is directly from your contact record, contact table in ACT. So I've added that state column so that I can see which state each of my customers are in while still on my warranties table. I don't have to toggle back and forth to my contact records. I can show that information right here as well. And the reason I might want to do that is to say, well, I only want to show the expired warranties who are in Texas. So if I check that box, it filters out everything else. And now I can see I have 5 customers in Texas who have expired warranties, and I can reach out to them and talk to them about maybe subscribing again to a new warranty. I could do this for warranties that are expiring soon. It doesn't have to be expired warranties, or I could set this up for customers who haven't yet purchased a warranty based on maybe products that they've purchased from me in the past. So there's a lot of options here on how you can use ACT custom tables to create a sales campaign. Now, from this data, I could couple this with ACT marketing automation to create a marketing campaign based on this data. And so what I'm going to do then is go back into Act here. And again, looking at this aggregate data has given me idea. This would be a great idea that I could bridge this into Act Marketing Automation and build a marketing campaign to reach out to people with expired warranties who are in Texas, for example. Now, since Act Marketing Automation is built primarily on groups in Act, I'm going to mimic these filters that I see here by going into my groups area of Act. And I want to show you this because your custom tables doesn't just live in the custom tables area alone. It's completely synchronized with your Act database and your Act software. So maybe I want to create a new group, and I might call it expired warranties in Texas. So I'll call it expired warranties in Texas. Just going to save this real quick. But now how do I populate this with contacts? Well, when I go to the contacts tab and click add remove contacts, what I'm going to do is create a dynamic membership group so that Act will populate this group based upon the rules that I create. So my first rule is going to be from the contact table. Of course, this will be familiar to most of you. I'm just going to set the state to be equal to Texas, and I'll add that to my list. But now I also want to add a rule that's based on my new warranties table. And once you create a table like this in custom tables, it becomes available everywhere else in Act. So from my warranties table, now I want to look up the warranty status field. There it is. And I want to make sure that that is equal to expired. So now I have two rules. They have to be in Texas and their warranty has to be expired. And once I click OK and OK again, Act is going to add those 5 contacts to this group. Now, of course, as they get new warranties and they're no longer expired, they will disappear from this list. And as other contacts warranties expire, they will be added to this list. So this list will be, it's dynamic, it's growing, it's shrinking all the time. It's always showing you the up-to-date data from your warranties table. And so from here, I would go into Act Marketing Automation and create a new campaign assigned to this expired warranties in Texas group, and then begin to fashion my emails and so forth from Act Marketing Automations. Now, you could check our previous training for details on how to create campaigns and email templates in Act Marketing Automation. I'm not going to go through that today, but I want to show you how custom tables bridges into Act and bridges into Act Marketing Automation to give you that complete experience to nurture your customers and to improve your business. So getting started, how do we create a new table? How do we bring data into these tables? And so far what I've been showing you are tables that I created ahead of time. And I created these on Monday. It wasn't like I spent weeks and weeks doing this. It was fairly easy to do. And I want to show you one example of how you can create a custom table from scratch. So you've seen it in action. It's within your reach. And you might be asking, how do I create a table like this? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to create a table. It'll be an example of maybe a subscription business. There are some businesses who do things like crate baskets where you can subscribe and they'll send you a crate basket every quarter or every month. Any kind of subscription model will work here. So I'm just going to build a custom table based on subscribing customers. From the custom tables menu at the top, the way you engage this is to go to manage custom tables. And this is how you begin to design the different tables that you have. You can see in this load table drop down, I have my 2 tables, warranties and service, but I'm going to create a new table on the left. And I'm going to call this subscription. And I'm going to leave the display name as subscription as well. Now, the next thing I need to do is decide on a logo. I haven't used any logos, but if you're great with creating little icon logos, those will appear to the left of your custom tables if you choose to do that. Otherwise, they'll just show up as text in the left navigation. Now, I do want this to show up in my nav bar. I want this new subscription option to appear on the left. And I want it to be linked to my contacts and my companies so that when I create new contacts, they have a custom or a subscription tab on the right, or that it's engaging with the contacts and the companies. This is where you would create those tabs on the right. So I'm going to have it linked to contacts and companies. And then I'm not going to create any parent or child tables. This will let you create nesting tables. So if I had one that was called support and I had different support levels, I could then, as a child table, have it be help desk tickets. That's one of the examples that we've used before, where a table can relate to a child table. I'm not going to do that in this example, though. Instead, I'm just going to click through here and let ACT create this custom table for me. Now, once it's finished creating this table, a few things are going to happen. It's going to lock this database. So I recommend creating tables like this when nobody else is using ACT, or just giving your other users, employees, an option to save what they're doing and then log out, because it's going to lock this database and it's going to build a new table in your database, complete with all the structure that a table needs like that. Another thing it's going to do is it's going to work to create the new link on the left for my subscription model. So that way, when anybody needs to use the subscription tables, they can click that here in the left navigation. And this will be the same whether you're using it in ACT Premium Desktop or ACT Premium Cloud. So this just takes a little moment here to create this. And I've thrown an error here because I was goofing around earlier, and I think I may have caused it to crash a little bit. But let me try clicking next here. Okay, it's already shown. Close this out. All right. So now when I close this custom tables window, what will happen is it'll create this new subscription model on the left. Now, from here, we go in and we create the fields, we create the layouts so that when you're adding new records to a custom table, what'll happen is your layout screen will allow you to add the fields on in the order that you want them to be shown. And then as you create these new records, they will appear here on your list. Now, you may be saying, what if I just want to use a template to create a custom table? Well, there are pre-built templates as well. From the custom tables menu, you can view the industry template library, and this will give you a ton of ideas of different custom tables that you could create to add to your ACT environment. We've categorized them, we've organized them by function, by industry. One example of that might be if you wanted to use custom tables to maybe show inventory. It's a good example. When I click this little plus icon, it's going to show you an example of what a product inventory table might look like. So it shows you the fields that would be included here. And if we import this, it's going to create the table. It's going to create all of these fields and the layout so that you can begin using it immediately. Now, you're not beholden to this. You can go in and edit the layout, you can edit the fields, you can remove the fields that you may not need. You could add additional fields if you want. Anything that you need, you can do here in custom tables. It's extremely customizable. Now, I know that this was a lot to throw at you in a quick webinar like this. So what I want to do is turn it back over to Joe so he can begin to summarize the benefits of custom tables for you. All right, take it away, Joe.
Thanks, Brent. Appreciate it. So as you can see, custom tables, as Brent was showing, is a very, very flexible and powerful way to unlock the full potential of ACT. And to us, that's more than just a catchphrase. With much richer data about your customers now in ACT in an easy to consume format, you're always ready to deliver those exceptional experiences at the individual customer level and be empowered to make more informed and strategic decisions at the aggregate level using data from across all your clients. So pairing this with the ability to kick off automated outreach to subsets of those customers based on criteria that you define within this richer data, and you have the keys to a very fast car in your hands. Best of all, gone are the days of fumbling between different systems and data sources, and everything is now in one organized location at your fingertips in ACT. And With regard to which types of businesses custom tables is suited for, you'd be amazed. We see it in use with customers in every field, from finance and real estate to manufacturing and construction to healthcare, technology, plumbing and landscaping, you name it. Because at the end of the day, there's great value in knowing more about your customers, having all of that knowledge in one organized place, and then being able to act on it to deliver great experiences and make informed decisions. So let's press on. Okay, so for those of you who would like to take custom tables for a test drive, we have a 14-day trial available to all of our active premium desktop and premium cloud subscribers. In Act, you can simply navigate to the custom tables menu in the top nav bar and select Start Trial. And best of all, if you elect to purchase at the end of the trial, any data or tables that you entered or created will carry right over. There's also more information at the URL you see on the slide there, so feel free to check that out. And if you have questions, I encourage you to reach out to your account manager or your ACT certified consultant if you happen to be working with one. We are, ready and willing to partner with you to help you unlock that full power of ACT using custom tables. Okay, so here you can see the price of custom tables at just $10 per user per month in the US and £8 in the UK. This product will align with your existing subscription end date. So if you were to see, so you would see a prorated charge if you were to elect to add it to your subscription midterm. And again, I encourage you to reach out to us for more information, or if you have any questions, we are here to help. Contact info you can see here for both our US and UK account management teams, and we certainly hope to hear from you. And lastly, we greatly appreciate seeing so many of you each month on these training webinars. We have a web page, as Brent mentioned, at act.com/explore, where you can sign up for upcoming webcasts, view recordings of ones you may have missed, and provide us feedback. Or you can email us at team@act.com if you have suggestions or ideas for future webcasts. We'd certainly love getting that feedback from you all. All right. On behalf of Brent and myself, we want to thank you for attending today and hope to see each of you every month for our training webinars going forward. I encourage you to just reflect on today's topic and think about how expanding the boundaries of ACT via custom tables could help you up your game with customers and really leverage those strategic insights from your aggregate data to drive better outcomes for your business overall. So we will stay online here to respond to Q&A questions that are still coming in. I appreciate your time. Take care, everyone.